Okay, so we continue with how to overcome the limitations for VLOOKUP. So basically we'll be looking at index and match functions in Excel. So the first thing, let's understand what's the index function. So the index function in Excel is used to return a value of a cell at a specified row and column within a given range. Okay, so what do we mean by that? So our main focus, we are trying to understand how we can locate a particular entry from an array or a data set just by looking at its row and column. Okay, so let's give an example. Let's say we are targeting a number which is 47. Okay, so the first thing in this box which is written there, I'll just say equal sign to start our formula. Then I'll say index, which is our function. So you can see for an index we're looking for an array or the data set we're interested in. So I'm going to select all this array or data set because that's what I'm interested in. So we'll put a comma. So you can see now we want to specify the row number. So since we are talking about this number which is 7, you can see that it's row 1, then row 2 based on our selection. So I'll say 2, then we'll put a comma. Then now we can see we are interested in the column number. So since we are talking about this number for 147, we can see that based on our selection, this is row 1, row 2, and column 3, by the way, column 1, column 2, and column 3. So once I put column 3 here, we can see that we are done. I'll just close that bracket. So with this, it's more like we are saying for us to locate this number 147, its row by column is given by 2, then comma 3, because this is row 2. If we count 1, 2, then column 1, 2, 3 to locate this number. So once I press enter, here we are supposed to see the number 147. So as you can see, it's now showing 147 with this thing we've done. So we are able to locate this particular number based on its row and column. So that was the meaning for index. So the syntax is given based on the previous example I gave. So this I won't explain. It's just one thing which I'm explaining from the syntax. Okay. So we come to the match function now. So for a match function, we are saying the match function in Excel is used to find the position of a value in a row or column. So again, we are saying it returns the relative position of a lookup value, not the actual value itself. So we can see for the index, based on its row and column, we were able to get the actual number, which is 147. But using the match function, we are depending on the row and column, but we cannot get the actual value such as 147, but its position number. So let me just explain that on this box under type of attack type. So I'll put an equal sign for a formula, and then I'll say match. So for match, you can see we need to have a lookup value. Let me give an example. If I want to look up for a specific attack type such as a virus, worm, trojan, phishing, scam, and fraud. So if I'm searching for scam, I'll use double quotes because scam is actually a letter, not a number. So if it was a number, I would have written it direct. So I'll say comma. So you can see we are now looking for the lookup array. So or our data set. So where is scam located? In this case, it's located just on this section where we have the attack type. Okay, so here we can locate scam. I'll put a comma, then we have an option to choose 1, 0, -1. So 1, they're saying less than or equal to that expected value. So in this case, this is a letter, it cannot be less than or equal to this word. So we use the 0, which is the exact match, to find the exact match which is having scam. And we cannot use -1 because it means it's either greater than or equal to that value. Now a word cannot be greater than or equal to itself. Okay, we'll just say exact match. So for that, I'll just say 0, for an exact match. So once I press enter, we are expecting to see to locate the word scam from this data set. So it will print out the position. Remember, the position, if we count from here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're expected to see the position, which is 5. So you can see with this, we are able to notice the position is 5. So basically, this can look weird, but once we combine them, they'll make sense. So let's now see how we can combine these two things. So basically the syntax and everything I've explained. So just go to the index and match. So what's this now? So the index and match function are often combined to create more flexible and powerful alternative to VLOOKUP. So remember, vertical lookup had some limitations, okay? For example, it was left to right to search for something, but with index match, you can actually search for anything based on their position or row and column. So you are getting rid of that particular limitation, okay? So how can we do this, or how can we achieve this? So I'll just get rid of these formulas. So here what to do, we'll start with the days, okay? Want a user to search for a day. For example, if you type in Monday and you type in the tag type such as virus, you will see that on Monday the viruses were 9. So the answer should be 9, okay? So that's what you're trying to achieve. So I'll say equal sign, then we'll start with the index itself. So remember, the index wants an array or a data set. So I'll get everything as my data set, okay? Then I'll put a comma. Then we can see we are supposed to have a row number. So here I'm not certain of the row number I want to use, so I just use match, okay? So match will help us to find the exact position for that row. So we start with the lookup value. So since the lookup value, we are dealing with days, okay? We are dealing with days. I would like a user to enter the days just here, where it's written days, okay? Oh, by the way, I'm writing the formula in the wrong cell. Let's start afresh. We're supposed to get the results from here. So I'll say index, I'll just repeat that. The array is this, okay? Then we are saying we are not sure of the row number, so I'll just use match. So now for the lookup value, I was saying since we are targeting the days, we'll drag the user to enter the days here, okay? So that's our lookup value. So if a user types Monday, we'll give the results for Monday, Tuesday results for Tuesday, and so on, okay? So now we have the lookup array. So where is this same days found, okay? So it's found in this array or data set. These are the days, okay? So once I put a comma, we would like to use an exact match because Monday, Tuesday, all the way to Sunday, those are words. We would like to use an exact match, okay? Now, remember, for our index, we say row, comma, column. So come to the column. So for the column again, I'll say I'm not sure, then we'll use the match, okay? So match would like to help us to have a lookup value. So we want to look up for the tag type, so use this box. In case you type virus and you previously typed Monday to give you 9, okay? So this is our lookup value. I'll put a comma. So what is the lookup array? So since we are looking at these attack types, this will be our lookup array or our data set which is containing the attack types. So once I put a comma, we'll also go for exact match because actually these are words, okay? Then I'll close, then close the main index. We are done. So once I press enter, it's saying not applicable, which is an error message. By the moment let me say someone enters Monday, okay, then maybe they want the attack type for virus. So before I even press enter, you can see that on Monday viruses were 9. So once I press enter, it will say 9. So the moment maybe I just change the attack type to flood. Okay. So flood on Monday, you can see it was 180. So it will say 180, okay. So our process has been automated. We can change the days, maybe to Friday. You can see that for flood on Friday it was 23. So it will be giving us results like that. So we've automated our thing with the index and match function. So this is just explanation, same things. So otherwise this was just a short video. So thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next functions for Excel, which is XLOOKUP and text join. So this is Soko James representing KMU Cybersecurity Tutorials, Cyber 3 class and ICT Society.